Hey guys, this is Bobby Clue with the Somerset-Pulaski County Chamber of Commerce. We're back today for another one of our Chamber Spotlights. This is a series where we are talking with our Business of the Year award winners, and I'm bringing another one of those award winners with us today. We're here at the Chamber office. I'm here with Vines, Griswold Holiday Lighting, now Griswold Lighting. Aaron was the recipient of our Individual Business of the Year, the co-recipient of this award. That was the first as well, by the way. Aaron, thanks for coming in, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so listen, we're big fans of Griswold Lighting. You can see that every day by the giant flag out in front of our building, but you're a whole lot more than that. Can you tell us a little bit about maybe the origins of how this business started, and kind of how you decided that you were going to be the king of Christmas and lighting in our community?
Absolutely. We started back in 2020, right as COVID was coming in, and it was an idea to do Christmas lights, and I did a lot of research and studying on it, and we found that it's an industry across the country. So I took that, found a supplier, and then we began with a printed flyer off of my home computer, and I think I had 6 customers that year. One of the biggest was the Eichert building on 80.
Sure.
Which I had to thank Farrah Dobbs for that, because she gave me the opportunity. But that really kicked it off. Since then, we've grown significantly over the past, I think we've been in business for 5 years now. And we have expanded into event lighting and, more importantly, in my opinion, landscape lighting. But Christmas is still where my passion is.
Well, and Christmas is, where all this originated from, but it seems like you've really added some layers to the business, is what you've done. Christmas is a seasonal business, obviously, and now, you have the opportunity to work with clients all year round. Landscape lighting, obviously that's a big deal. All the other things that you're kind of touching on. I'm sure that the business is going to continue to evolve with the industry, but I understand Christmas is probably the most visible. You said your first year you had 6 clients that you worked with.
Yes.
How about this past Christmas? How many clients did you have this past Christmas?
We had just over 80.
Wow, that's amazing.
Several businesses. We are big with small business. We love to support small business, and because we are one, and we know how much of an impact small business has on the community. It's an instant impact when you go to a Baxter's Coffee and buy a cup of coffee, or you go to the Ark Christian bookstore and you buy a book there, versus if you go to a chain.
Sure.
You're paying a salary versus actually putting food on someone's table. And that's something that I really push with my children, because I want them to know that our clients, they're not just giving us a paycheck. They're paying our mortgage, and they are putting food on our table. So we are big proponents of small business.
Boy, I wish more people understood that, Aaron. You hit the nail right on the head. One of the things that we talk about, weekly in this office is the importance of shopping local. The importance of keeping those dollars here in our community and letting them circulate here as opposed to sending them out of town. And, how much good you're actually doing when you keep those dollars here. You're helping somebody that goes to your church, somebody that you're looking in the eye when you walk into Baxter's Coffee.
Yes.
It's a huge change, and I will just put in a personal plug for anybody that watches this. So, our office, we are the benefactors of some amazing Christmas lights on this chamber building with Aaron and Griswold Lighting. I'll tell you a really high-profile client, that this gentleman had this past year. There's a United States Congressman, the Dean, that's right around the corner from here, Congressman Rogers. And if you've ever seen, I don't know if you'll see a prettier house, in our community. Have you had a chance to work on that? And I'm sure you work on residential, commercial, pretty much wherever. What's your goal this year? Do you have a a number in mind on how many businesses for Christmas you'd like to work with?
Yes, we are actually going to put a limit on it this year.
Oh, wow.
I believe we're going to grow. We could grow past 100. 100 is going to be our limit, and that is mainly so I know we can control the quality and the service. Because we are a service-based business, and if I don't ask you to sign contracts, I want our work to speak for itself. So if we do a great job, you're going to have us back next year. And if we don't, then we're a luxury service. We're the first one to go. So with that in mind, I want to be able to maintain our standards and our customer service.
How does it work with the clients? Do they usually have an idea of what they want, or do you kind of work with them and talk about the different things you can do? Because I would imagine that there are things that you can do to the front or an exterior of a building or a house that maybe people don't even know about. I see, well, we'll talk about that next. I was going to talk about master musicians, but tell us about a little bit about some of the ways that you work with the clients just so they get the best experience.
Absolutely. It's a little bit of both. When I meet with a potential client, I ask them if they have any ideas. What do they want out of the experience? And then we build on that. And then of course I also offer options. With the greenery, we do wreaths and garland, and then we can do other things, different types of lighting. So,
well, I'm sure some people probably want a very subtle look to the outside of their house. And I'm sure there's some people are like, man, I want it big. Like, look at me, look at me. And I'm sure you can accommodate all those different things just depending on what they want to do.
Absolutely, we have different wireframe decor. There's so many options with Christmas. It's really anything you want, we can do it.
Well, and I know your scope goes outside of Christmas, because that's you help us with our lighting for the St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
For our Shamrock Shuffle, we've got this amazing shamrock that you light up with the green out in front. And obviously, once we hit the Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day season, we've got now this amazing American flag. Tell us a little bit about that. I want to brag on that flag because I mean it's our pride and joy here. We love it.
Well, I'm glad you reached out and asked for the flag. The one that we have on the chamber right now is 4 feet by 8 feet, and it is a corrugated plastic. So with all the holes already in it, the flag itself, by itself, was colored. So it's something we can see during the day. And then at night, we have, I believe there's over 750 RGB pixels in each one of these holes. And in the evening, when it's lit up, the red and white and then the blue, it's all lit up to shine. And it is...
It's breathtaking. I mean, it's a real statement piece for our downtown, and we love having it. We appreciate that very much, Aaron. I want to talk, and I'll touch on this as well. One of the reasons, besides, nominations, I think one of the things that our Business of the Year Committee looks at is your involvement in our community. Are you giving back? Are you finding ways to give back? And I'll tell you, a big one that I've noticed the last couple of years is, I'm a big fan of the Master Musicians Festival. I've never been until I took this job 14 years ago, and I've never missed one since. And we love Tiffany. She's a former president of this organization. She's always trying to find ways to just make it a little better every single year. And 2 years ago, I noticed that when I went out there, there was just spectacular lighting everywhere. It was in the trees and on the lower stage, and there were lights everywhere. And I know that that's something that you're giving back, and you're donating your time to put all those lights out there, and you're volunteering that service for them. How did that come about? And I'm sure that that's probably been some positive visibility also, hasn't it?
Absolutely. This was our second year doing that. It was 24. Early in the spring, Tiffany Finley reached out and said that she would like to do some lighting. And and I met with her at Festival Field. We walked through, got some ideas, and then when time came, we just started putting it together and then adding. We always add, and it's grown, and I love it. It's beautiful. It's a lot of hard work the week leading into it, but when you see it light up and you can see the people that are there to watch the music sitting in their lawn chairs or on their tent or towels, watching especially the second stage. You've got the tree area.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable, and it's a feeling that it's hard to express. I like
it. It added such a layer to already a great event, you know, because I mean it gets kind of dark out there, you know, in the evenings. I mean, you're in the middle of a field where you're basically having to supply all of the electricity. Otherwise, that would be you just be in the middle of a dark field. And those lights add so much warmth, and they add so much unique character, I think, to the festival. I hope you keep doing it, because I'll tell you, it's one of my favorite ads that we've seen in recent years.
Well, Tiffany and the entire Master Musicians Festival crew have been phenomenal. And after the first year, I told her, I said, count me in. I'm in every year. Great. So for here on out.
Well, that's exciting news. You heard it here. Aaron, I just want to touch on one more thing before we sign off. You know, it sounds like you've got a few spots left. If you want to, you know, listen, I've got leaves coming off some trees already. It's hard to believe it was 91 degrees yesterday, but you know, I see trees that are going to be bare soon. Fall's going to be here, and next thing you know, it's a race to Christmas.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it sounds like you've got a pretty dedicated clientele of people that are coming back again this year. You know, it sounds like you've got a few spots though. If you want to be in that 100 spots, Aaron, how do they get a hold? How do people get a hold of you?
You can message us on Facebook. Our website is griswoldky.com. We have a dedicated business line now. It's 606-485-9360.
Is Facebook, is it just Griswold Lighting on Facebook?
I believe so.
Okay.
And anything, reach out to the chamber. They'll get you in touch with us.
Absolutely. I think that's the biggest thing here. You know, we talk about it a lot. You know, chamber members like to do business with other chamber members.
Mm-hmm.
Trusted resources, people who have a good reputation in this community. I think you'd be hard pressed to find anybody who would say that Aaron isn't, top of his field in a very niche field. Aaron's doing some great work. Obviously, if you're looking for some landscape lighting, if you're looking for exterior illumination of any kind, Aaron's your guy. But I know that the holidays are right around the corner, and I would go ahead. I would just encourage you, if you're interested in having Aaron come out and give you a quote, talking to you a little bit about lighting up your house for the holidays, do it now. Don't wait, or those spots will be gone. The man had 5 years ago, he had 6 clients. Last year he had 80. I mean, it goes quick, folks. That speaks volumes right there. Yes, he picked up all those new clients, 74 new clients in the span of 4 years, basically. So, Aaron, I want to thank you for being a chamber member. I want to thank you for being here with us today. It means a lot. I want to congratulate you on being one of our Business of the Year award winners. We are always trying to find ways to provide value for those members and just shamelessly let people know how much we think this is important, because there's a lot of competition in your field that you were nominated in, and to win, we think it's a really big deal. So congratulations, guys. We will be back very soon. I believe we have another Chamber Spotlight later this week. But until then, thank you all very much for tuning in. Have a great day.